On April 10th, 2024, Simon Stiell, the United Nations climate chief, said that we have roughly 2 years to save the world. And by that he means climate change mitigation and lowering carbon and methane emissions in the environment. That's an important wake-up call. 2 years is all we have left to solve the world's climate change disaster problems. In relation to that, I heard on the radio today, and I'm not sure if it came from 1A on NPR or the Tom Hartman radio program, but the statistic said that 90% of Americans aren't involved or even aware of what's going on in the political realm unless it's election time, which is quite concerning. I understand that we're all busy and we have our own lives and we all have our own trials and tribulations. Probably more now than we ever have before as a nation or as a world community. I bring that up because we need to get more involved, and we have to do it now if we expect our governments to go and really combat climate change. We have 2 years left. I'm just afraid that if we don't act now, we're just going to squander that time left, and by that point in time we'll be at a point of no return. Things will continue to get worse, and at that point, we won't be able to go and solve the issues facing us. 2 years. That, according to the United Nations. I hope Mr. Stiell is wrong, but we can't rely on hopes and prayers. We have to take action, and we have to take action now. I know it's frustrating. A lot of times I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. A lot of you are very, very upset with where the world is going. And climate change is one of the biggest issues most people are afraid of. That and things like inflation and quality of life diminishing. We could solve all of our problems if we got more involved in the process, understood what was going on politically, understand who we're voting for in elections, understand what those people represent, who they represent, and try to solve these issues before it's too late. The biggest problem with a representative democracy is you end up getting the people that you elect into office. And that's great. But the thing is, in so doing, we end up getting into a process where we ourselves become apathetic to what's really going on. And we become more secluded in our own lives. Again, there's a lot of reasons why that happens. We don't have as much free time as we used to. A lot of us are working 24/7, or we have our phones on us constantly and are checking text messages. And a lot of our friends and family need our attention and support. And we also need some downtime. But we could solve all of those problems if we got involved in the process. First, by understanding what's going on, by writing and contacting our representatives, showing up for meetings at town councils. There's a whole list of things, and I'm going to link a couple of my videos that I highly recommend to the process of accomplishing those feats in the description below. It's not too late. That's the good news. The bad news is we all have to get a lot more involved if we really want to see concrete and substantial change in this nation and the world in general. This is the first on-camera video I've done probably since my mother passed away in November. I have a whole slew of videos that I've done with narrations, either my own voice or AI generated. And let me know what you think about AI generated narratives videos in the comments below. I'd certainly like to hear what your thoughts are. The reason I do it more than anything else is because honestly it's a lot faster. Working a regular full-time job, there isn't as much time to be able to go and create videos for you unless I do it on my free time and after work and on weekends. I've created a lot of videos in the year since I've been doing this. I reached a year since I created my YouTube channel, and I have over 1,000 subscribers now. If you're one of those, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I try to convey messages of hope and try to convey information that I think we all need to know to be better citizens, to be more aware of what's going on, and to have a better understanding of what life means, not only to us as individuals, but from a societal and cultural standpoint. Please go and check them out if you have the time. I'd certainly appreciate it. These are important issues, folks, and I certainly would rather be doing videos on tour in different countries talking about the different sociological and anthropological or archaeological or historical differences between America and other countries, or our past, or even conceivably where we might be heading in the future. But the crux of what's going on in the world today means that we need to be more involved in politics. So that's why I've been creating so many of these videos for us. It's hard sometimes to know who to trust, where to get our information. And I think it's important for us to get news from various reliable and reputable sources, including things like the mainstream media, but not just from those sources. And it's important also for us to remember that we need to be cognizant that what we're being told isn't always the truth. The whole fake news analogy. So we have to be willing and able to source if we hear something that we don't believe. Hence the reason why I try to go and include sources on my videos as much as possible. So that's it for now. I'm going to go and recommend a couple of videos for you to watch. Probably the most important ones on this topic is the top 10 things we can do about climate change, and these will all be in my description. Also, the video on fake news, which I discussed earlier, and what we should expect from our government. People always say, and you've probably heard the Ronald Reagan quote, "There's nothing scarier than the phrase, 'I'm from the government and here to help.'" Well, we get what we pay for, and we get the government that we deserve. If we actually got more involved in politics and got more involved in understanding what the real issues are facing us, we could use government to go and solve these societal and cultural problems and environmental issues. Government is very important. The things that it does and touches every day in so many different ways. I think we all need to be cognizant of that. That's all for now. I'm going to probably go and do a on-camera video probably every couple of weeks. And I'll continue to go and do my AI-generated narrations and my other narrations as well. Again, please let me know what you think of those. And thank you very much for your time. Take care and live the Renaissance spirit.